Washington, D.C. The nation's capital is home to the biggest names in law enforcement, like the world-famous FBI. So it is a fitting location for the National Museum of Crime and Punishment.
We don't just show the romantic side of American history, we show it all. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
This 25,000 square foot facility houses intriguing artifacts that once belonged to infamous lawbreakers like Jesse James, Bonnie and Clyde, and Al Capone. But among this cache of criminality is one particularly chilling artifact. It's a plaster mold of a man's face made with impressive precision.
Each individual eyebrow is able to be seen.
It's called a death mask, and it was cast directly from the corpse of a notorious bank robber.
Death masks were used as a way to identify criminals upon their passing.
According to the FBI, this death mask is proof that they gunned down a man once known as public enemy number one, John Dillinger. But to the people that knew the elusive outlaw, the resemblance between the death mask and the man is no dead certainty, leaving some experts to wonder, is this really John Dillinger's death mask, or did the FBI gun down the wrong man? July 1933. The Great Depression grips the United States. Over 20% of the nation is unemployed. Many citizens blame the banks for the crisis and see the famous bank robber John Dillinger as an outlaw hero.
John Dillinger was the man doing what so many American citizens wanted to do. They wanted to get back at the banks they felt that they had been wronged by.
From 1933 to 1934, Dillinger and his gang knock over 11 banks, grabbing around $300,000. And in that period, Dillinger breaks out of jail twice. It is these exploits that send his popularity skyrocketing.
John Dillinger became more of a mythical figure than an actual man.
But by 1934, a new crime-fighting task force is tracking Dillinger's every move. The FBI. Its leader, J. Edgar Hoover, is determined to establish his reputation by hunting down the nation's most notorious criminal.
The Bureau of Investigation was still cutting its chops, trying to make a name for itself in American society, claiming a place in law enforcement.
But the Bureau can only prosecute federal crimes, so it is powerless to go after Dillinger on state charges. The FBI watches as the outlaw slips by local authorities in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Finally, in the spring of 1934, Dillinger breaks a federal law by driving a stolen police car across state lines. The FBI seizes its chance. The feds track Dillinger to Chicago, where he's lying low with a woman named Anna Sage.
Anna Sage was an immigrant from Romania. She had turned to prostitution and opening a house of ill repute to make ends meet.
Unbeknownst to Dillinger, his confidant is about to betray him.
She was facing deportation, so in an effort to try and save her own skin, she gave up her friend.
On July 22nd, Anna Sage tips off the FBI that she and Dillinger will be at Chicago's Biograph Theater later that night. And in case the feds have trouble spotting Dillinger in the crowd, Anna tells them that she'll be wearing an orange skirt and white blouse. As the movie rolls, a posse of armed agents surround the theater.
There were maybe 20 to 30 agents, sole purpose to hone in on John Dillinger.
When the film ends, Dillinger and his companion leave the theater. 5 shots ring out in the crowd. Hoover gets the news by telephone. 31-year-old John Dillinger is dead outside of the Biograph Theater. But almost immediately, images of the corpse launch rumors that it wasn't Dillinger who died that night. And the death mask made for the FBI from the dead man's face lacked some of Dillinger's signature facial characteristics. The mask is missing a prominent dimple in the chin and a mole above the eye. Coroner's photographs run in the papers, and some of Dillinger's adoring public become suspicious.
When they saw a photo of the corpse, a bloated body with no dimple, no mole, none of the charisma that the man had possessed in life, no one thought it was him.
Did Anna Sage double-cross the feds and bring a stooge to the movies that night? The discrepancies between the death mask and the man himself suggest that perhaps the FBI had shot the wrong man. But in a follow-up investigation, one of Dillinger's comrades reveals the shocking answer to federal agents. In May 1934, just 8 weeks before he died, Dillinger underwent a very primitive form of plastic surgery. The surgeon removed his identifying mole and filled in his signature dimple. For J. Edgar Hoover, this information is proof that the death mask is real and that he did get his man. And for over 20 years, a copy of Dillinger's death mask hangs outside his office door as a trophy.
At the end of the day, J. Edgar Hoover, I'm convinced, did get public enemy number one.
Dillinger's death cements the nascent FBI's reputation. Through the capture of the high-profile gangster, the Federal Bureau of Investigation takes its place as the nation's premier crime-fighting force. Across the nation in Reno, Nevada,